Hello and welcome everybody to Divine Dialogues. I am your host, Xavier Thomas. Super excited to be back with another episode. Today what we're doing is actually a little bit different. I've done it once before. I don't think it's on the podcast, but we're doing a reaction video. I'm super excited for this. I have heard this song before. We're reacting to a song. I've heard this song before. It's an amazing song. I heard this version one other time and I absolutely loved it. So I just wanted to react to it and show this to all of you, even though you've probably already seen it, you've probably already heard it, but this song is so powerful. With Roosevelt Stewart and Grace Shuffett, A Forgiving God. Again, just a super amazing song.
Wanted the world, so I spent it all. Searching for something I didn't know was under the roof of my father's home.
This first verse is so amazing, and really I could do an entire episode just on this first verse, but I'm going to sum it up. In this story that it parallels to in the Bible is the story of the prodigal son, and probably most of us are familiar with it. But what happens is this son is in his father's house. He's seemingly annoyed by just the reality of living in his father's house, so he asks for his inheritance early, and he leaves. He goes out and lives his best life, but it ends up leaving him broke. He actually gets to a point where he's a servant at somebody else's house, but he's so poor that he's literally eating out of the same place that the pigs are eating. So he ends up going back to his father's house, and he prepares this speech of, "Father, I'm so sorry. Even if it means being your servant, I just want to be back here." But what happens is when he gets in viewing distance of his father just runs out straight to him and embraces him with a warm hug, and he prepares a feast for him. He gives him the finest clothes. He puts the ring on his finger, symbolizing that he is now back a part of the family. And so it's just an amazing story of how our relationship with God can be and is most of the time, where we get to a point where we abandon him, stray away from him, ask for whatever we want, and then just leave. But then when we come back, we repent, and then he comes out to actually meet us in this beautiful reconciliation moment. And so just the first verse is so powerful because it sums that story up.
But he's never broke a promise. Listen, 'cause he's calling. Jesus says he wants you. He's a forgiving God. Yeah, he's a forgiving God.
One thing too, bro, this guy, I'm assuming this is Roosevelt Stewart, so tough. I need, after this episode, after this reaction, I'm doing I keep forgetting his name, Roosevelt Stewart binge. Okay, and if you guys know some hidden gems from him, please send them my way, because I'm loving this dude. I know he's the guy from What a God, and I just think his voice is so awesome and powerful.
He's a forgiving God.
Also, this guy, the dude playing guitar, when I first saw it, I thought that he was the guy from Pentatonics. So
He's a forgiving God. He's a forgiving God. He is, he is. He's a forgiving God. He's a forgiving God. He's a forgiving.
And I love choruses like this where he's a forgiving God over and over and over and over again, because it's just straight up truth. Like I'm don't get me wrong, I love wordy songs and awesome choruses and super powerful bridges, but when a chorus is just playing over and over and over again, it makes an atmosphere unique, I feel like.
I sinned against him more ways than one. Didn't deserve to be called his son.
And that part right there, I've sinned against him more ways than one. I didn't deserve to be called his son. That is the gospel message. Like straight up in those two lines in the second verse. We don't deserve the grace of God. We actually deserve the opposite. We deserve to be separated from him for eternity. But in his grace, in his mercy, and in his forgiveness, we get to have relationship with him through the sacrifice of Jesus. I freaking love this song, bro. This
No greater love have I ever known. The Father answered me, said, welcome home.
dude, again, just so biblically true. No greater love have I ever known. The world will tell you that, you know, having a relationship or having kids or having friends is all going to fulfill this love desire in your heart. But that's just not true. Like, the only way we really get to experience the fullness of love is when we come into a covenant relationship with the God of the universe. That's it. Oh, I freaking love this song, bro.
Never broke a promise. Listen, 'cause he's gone. Jesus says he wants you. He's a forgiving God. Yeah. No longer have to wonder. Calling sons and daughters.
Also, too, dude, Chelsea, I think her name is Chelsea Plank. Not this girl, but the girl off to the side. She has some of the fierest harmonies I've ever heard. She's sick. And she's a dope singer also. SEU is so...
After all, he is the Father. He's a forgiving God. Oh, I'm in my right mind. Oh, was here the whole time, yeah. Oh, was here the whole time, love.
I'm also a fan of the long interludes for exhortation, which I see him do in the few songs that I've heard him sing often.
He's been sitting on the porch, waiting your arrival. He never left his heart. He's always thinking of you. He'll come running out to meet you. The throw his arms around you. He's a forgiving God.
Dude, it's also just a sick bridge, bro. Oh my goodness. He's been sitting on the porch awaiting your arrival. Also a callback to the prodigal son story. This is just so sick. He's been sitting on the porch waiting your arrival. You never left his heart. He's always thinking of you. Just so true. Like the truth statements in this are so impactful and really do bring a life-changing perspective.
He's been sitting on the porch, waiting your arrival. He never left his heart. He's always thinking of you. He'll come running out to meet you. The throw his arms around you. He's a forgiving God. He's been sitting on the porch, waiting your arrival. He never left his heart. He's always thinking of you. He'll come running out to meet you. The throw his arms around you. He's a forgiving God. He's been
This guy's in the glory right now. Absolutely loving life.
around you. He's a forgiving God. He's been sitting on the porch, waiting your arrival. He never left his heart. He's always thinking of you. He'll come running
guy's got a sick guitar. That's a dope guitar. I love it. By the way, I don't play guitar. I do have one. This is it. His is honestly way cooler than mine, but I love mine too. I love pink. But yeah, his guitar is sick. Dude, the tambourine, is that what it's called? The tambourine on the drum kit. Dude, that's awesome.
You've been out on your own, now it's time to come home. Just run to Jesus.
I freaking love that line too. You've been out on your own, now it's time to come home. Just run to Jesus. And what's so awesome is that we feel a lot of the times like home is an escape, or like a house or whatever. But I like the way they use home in this, and it's referring to Jesus. It's time to come home, run to Jesus. So Jesus is home. And we understand from a theological standpoint that home isn't here and now. It's the destination of wherever Jesus is at. But what I also love, and this is also theologically true, that the presence of Jesus is our home, and that can happen right here, right now. And I believe I experience that on a day-to-day basis when I do things like worship or read my word or pray. I believe and really do feel a sense of home in those moments. And same thing with church, where we get to do it corporately. Like, there's a reason where when people go to church, they say, it feels like I'm home. And I just think that's a beautiful truth statement.
Just run to Jesus. Just run to Jesus.
This dude is caught up in the glory too, bro. I love seeing musicians that are expressive, and I mean, even like, to me, this is expressive with his eyes closed, head bowed. Just it's almost like you can feel what he's feeling.
You've been out on your own, now it's time to come home. Just run to Jesus. Just run to Jesus. Just run to Jesus.
Just run to Jesus. You've been out on your own, now it's time to come home. Just run to Jesus. Just run to Jesus. He's waiting on you. Just run to Jesus. You've been out on your own, now it's time to come home. Just run to Jesus.
Another thing too that's so awesome about this, when it says you've been out on your own, that's a very real implication of our lives too. Like, a lot of the time we feel like we can do things on our own, and we set out on these journeys. I might just be talking about me, but I set out on these journeys of like, I'm going to do this, and then it ends up not working out. I end up again like the prodigal son. And what I love about this so much is that the prodigal son story can really pertain to almost any of our situations, because it's not just one time and then the father runs back and it's that salvation moment, but also, like, if you fall back into sin, like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm no longer saved, and then when I come back to God, I'm saved. Like, it could just be you fall back into sin, or you commit a sin. Have that prodigal son, daughter moment where you return and allow the warmth, the embrace of the Father to really change that moment and that atmosphere, and no longer be ashamed for whatever it is that you backslid into, or whatever you want to call it. He's in the violin players. They are going crazy. True story. I played the violin in 5th grade for like the duration of my 5th grade year, and then I quit.
Home is where your heart is, Lord. Home is where your heart is, Lord.
That's exactly true. Home is where the Father's heart is.
Home is where your heart is. Yeah. No longer strangers, we're daughters and sons. It's time to go home to where we belong. No.
Dude, I need to hear that again.
No longer strangers, we're daughters and sons. It's time to go home to where we belong. No.
No longer strangers, we're daughters and sons. It's time to go home to where we belong. That is so fire. Because I think it's Paul. He writes that we are grafted into the family of God. And then there's another passage that says we are adopted sons and daughters of the Most High. So it's just, these are literally just true biblical statements written so beautifully and sung so beautifully by, what's his name again? Roosevelt? Yeah, Roosevelt Stewart and Grace Shuffett. Grace, too, I'm going to have on repeat. I need to find some more of her stuff.
No longer strangers, we're daughters and sons. It's time to go home to where we belong. We say, no longer strangers, we're daughters and sons. It's time to go home to where.
This is also, too, is unrelated to the song itself, but I just love how this is shot, too. Like, you have the crowd shots, the dude with his hand, the hands raised right here in between, like a field goal post almost. It's just sick. It's a dope shot.
Come on, say it. The prodigals are coming back. Come on. Where we belong. Come on, say it. No longer. It's time to go home to where we belong. Lift it up, say it. No longer strangers, we're daughters and sons. It's time to go to where we belong. It's time to go home to where we belong.
Oh, it dumb.
It's time to go home to where we belong. It's time to go home to where we belong. You can't stay there. It's time to go where we belong. It's time to go home to where we belong. And don't be afraid, 'cause He's a forgiving God.
Such a sick transition.
It's time to go home to where we belong. And don't be afraid, 'cause He's a forgiving God. He's a forgiving God. He'll be waiting. He'll be waiting. Oh, He hasn't given up on you because He hasn't forsaken you because you're still a child of the Lord.
Dude, Chelsea's harmonies are so crazy. I think I might have said that already, actually. But I just love hearing her in the background of stuff. I also love hearing her lead stuff, too.
You're still a child of the Lord.
Yeah, she's in the glory. I used to have that bracelet, actually. I got it right here. I just don't wear it anymore.
Oh, He's a forgiving God. Does anybody feel the love of the Lord in this room? Come on. There's no addiction that can keep you away from His love.
Actually, let's let him.
Nothing that can separate us from the love of God. I want you to lift your hands like a child reaching out for the Father and you are not an orphan. God is here to lift you up. When your mother and your father forsake you, he's here to lift you up, and he's come to let you know that his house is better than the thing you've been giving your attention to. His house is better than all the things that have tried to distract you. Come back to your senses, says the Lord. It's a full table. There's a seat with your name on it. You're not forsaken. You're not abandoned. You're not an orphan. You're not a slave.
I'm going to end it there just for the sake of time. That genuinely just became one of my favorite songs that I've ever heard. Like I said, I had listened to it before, but not to that. I hadn't really. It was kind of just like I had overheard it, and I never heard that version. That version was so sick, and there's more to it. We're not even done. But I just I wanted to play that because the times where I have heard it, it has blessed me, and just to go in depth with the lyrics and all of that just it feels good. I love doing this. I love doing reaction videos. They're so awesome, especially to music that I love. But there will be more of these to come. So if you guys have suggestions of songs you want me to react to, drop them down in the comments, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.